The boy only achieved victory in a match, but unexpectedly, the other party decided she wanted to marry him. Yet not only was the age difference between them vast, even their races were different. The boy was just a 10-year-old human kid, while the girl was an elf who had lived for hundreds of years. Although Jack was interested in experiencing different pleasures, he was already bound by engagements, and not just one, but two. One of them was even with the king's daughter. This forced him to refuse the elf girl, but the girl actually didn't mind at all. She even shamelessly offered to marry Jack as a secondary wife. Seeing that Jack wouldn't comply, the girl, relying on her status as, ordered her subordinates to forcibly take Jack away, preparing to settle things with him on the spot. Come to think of it, it was Jack's own fault for trying to show off, because he had hunted a bunch of monsters and had nowhere to store them. He approached the knight's order to ask for a place to keep them. Initially, the vice captain arranged a warehouse for him, but unexpectedly, Jack complained the space was too small, that it probably couldn't even hold one. Hearing this, the vice captain was startled. You see, A was a disaster-level existence. Even adventurers forming a party might not necessarily be able to defeat one, but Jack had caught a bunch, like he was stocking up. In an instant, the vast was filled up. Seeing how amazing Jack was, the vice captain asked him to train with the knight's order, considering it repayment for storing his monsters. And so, Jack was surrounded and attacked by the knight's order. Of course, this was also his own fault. During training, while others, adhering to knightly spirit, let Jack make the first move, he showed no courtesy and instantly defeated them. Jack hadn't expected to win so easily, but since it had come to this, he could only try to slip away. However, the vice captain held him back, refusing to let him go. Furthermore, because Jack was even stronger than he had imagined, he then wanted him to fight the entire knight's order. Thus, Jack was surrounded by everyone. Fortunately, at that moment, they intervened and stopped them, reprimanding her for having no knightly spirit, ganging up to bully a little kid. Then, she transformed into a gentle big sister to comfort Jack.
大丈夫だった？こんな怖い人たちに囲まれて怖かったよね。もう私が来たから平気だよ。迷子でここに来ちゃったんだね。うわ、エルフだ。
That is, until the vice captain couldn't stand it anymore and explained Jack's identity. He was the hero who had eliminated 30 orcs. Upon hearing this, Thea's demeanor changed. It turned out she was a battle maniac obsessed with swordsmanship and even had the reputation of a sword saint. Meeting a hero with such strength as Jack, she wanted to have a go with him. Initially, everyone thought Jack would definitely lose, yet the two fought to a standstill. When they again thought the two were evenly matched, Jack only exerted himself, and he couldn't keep up with his speed. This meant Thea was decided. The next second, Jack's wooden sword was at Thea's throat. But who would have thought Thea suddenly had another change of heart? Blushing shyly, she actually said she wanted to marry Jack.
私はお前と結婚する。
Thea knew Jack might be concerned about the age issue, but such unwarranted worries were completely unnecessary because she was an immortal elf. Even when Jack grew up, she would still look this young, and Thea was quite confident in her appearance. However, for Jack, the problem wasn't limited to that. After all, he was already engaged. The king certainly wouldn't agree to him taking another concubine, but Jack didn't explicitly state that he was already engaged. He simply shifted the problem to the king. Whether the two could marry depended on him, so they dragged Jack off to negotiate with the king. The reason she had such confidence was that her was also not simple. In fact, Thea's other identity was the princess of the elf tribe. After meeting the king, they learned that Jack was already engaged, and to two people at that. But she was only stunned for a moment before recovering. She just thought Jack was amazing, able to even woo the king's daughter. This made her even more interested.
私はますますこのカイン男爵と結婚したい気持ちが激しくなりました。強く、そして強く。
なんでそうなるのだ。わかった。
The king had no choice but to agree to their engagement. Seeing the matter settled, Thea dragged Jack away to get to know each other better. After the two left, everyone began to question Jack's identity. A 10-year-old kid not only possessed ridiculously strong power, but also had every girl eager to marry him. No matter how you thought about it, it was someone. So someone suggested testing Jack. The next day, the vice captain sought out Jack. It was evident that Jack was already exhausted to the point of collapse, because they had kept him fighting for a whole day and night. But Jack didn't come out at a disadvantage. After one night, he had also gained the title of Sword Saint. However, without giving Jack a chance to rest, the vice captain dragged him to an audience with the king. Then, the king handed Jack the magic book passed down through the royal family for generations. This was an emperor-class magic book personally written by the first king, but Jack didn't realize he had been tricked. He read the contents of the magic book with great interest, completely forgetting that the contents were written in Japanese.